First, I wish for everybody not to be in this situation because it's a really difficult situation. Then it's not easy to be asylum seeker, and you feel you lost because you left for complicated circumstance in your country, and you don't know what will happen if you go back. You be really afraid. You're not yourself. My name is Nagla, Alemin. I'm from Sudan. I was born in Egypt. I think we spent, after I have been born, like 3 years. Then we left.
What were your dreams for your life back then? Like, what did you want to be when you were a young child?
I like arts. It was my first choice for a university. But my dad said, because in Sudan it's not a good way of living, maybe you are going to be struggling. So he advised me with architecture. So I went in that orientation, but I still dreaming to become an artist, drawing, painting, things like that.
I suppose, yeah, architecture can feel creative, but it is very technical.
Yes, this is a problem. I thought we will have flexibility of creativity, but it's more about rules. So you still can do things, but not like art.
And were there many other people considering to be artists where you were from, or is it just generally not something that people pursue in Sudan?
There's a lot of people studying arts, but they are not working in the field because I think in Sudan still we don't know really the pressure of, arts, like drawings, how it's meaning and how expensive to put all your effort in drawing. So they're still struggling with this. So most of them work in different fields now. And that's what my father was afraid of. I like drawing and painting, but lately I prefer to go with the being photographer. And I like to tell stories with my pictures, like something you can't tell with the words.
Yeah, and I think photography and film have the power to tell stories that, like you say, can't be said with words. And it can connect with people easier. And it's more inclusive for people to understand.
Even if people not understand, at least you feel like you tried, you do your best, you give them something they can think about. And that's something nice, I think. You contribute with something.
Yeah. And how long did you practice architecture in Sudan after you studied?
Too much, like 10 years.
And did you enjoy that career?
Yes, I started enjoying when I became like the head of the department. So it's much easier to tell people what to do rather than do. So I start like it at that point.
I'm just trying to understand how to ask the question of you leaving Sudan to coming to Northern Ireland. What was it like first arriving in Northern Ireland?
The weather, first of all, because we live in a really hot country, and here is really, really cold, raining whole the day, whole the year. We don't have thing like that in Sudan. It's a warm, hot weather, and we have a specific period of time for raining. But this was the first challenge. I don't have, suitable clothes for such a kind of weather. I remember the first day I came and I was hiding behind the door.
You're cold?
Because I feel cold and it was really windy that day as well. Then I think the second challenge was the language, because the accent is really difficult to understand for me. I think I'm evolving now, but it's still not that comfortable with. Then the culture, the lifestyle, it's really different from Sudan. So I think it's a huge movement.
And did you come over as an asylum seeker?
I did. I came here as an asylum seeker. Then I get my status for 5 years.
And does that mean you're now a refugee?
Now I'm a refugee, yes.
How do you feel being in Northern Ireland? Like, do you feel like people accept you here, or has there been any struggles with your community?
No, I hadn't faced any problems with the community. At the beginning, when I was asylum seeker, it was like different nationalities. It was easy to melt with them. Then with the local community, I haven't faced like serious problem or thing. In the same time, I can't say I melt with them. I still don't know the culture well, or how to communicate with them or make friendship. I think I still struggle with this. But in the same time, no problems. Like, I face nothing from their side.
What do you want people to know about your story of being an asylum seeker, now becoming a refugee and living in Northern Ireland?
First, I wish for everybody not to be in this situation, because it's a really difficult situation. Then it's not easy to be asylum seeker. You find yourself under real stress and pressure, like because you left for complicated circumstance in your country, and you don't know what will happen if you go back. And in the same time, your life is changed completely with a different culture, people, experience. It's not easy at all to cope with all that, and you need to be really patient, because the processes take its time. You can't make it move faster, so you need to wait, you need to be patient, you need to respect other people, so other people can respect you back. We can't do anything while we're asylum seeker, like you're not allowed to travel, you're not allowed to work. But after you get your status, I think the best thing make you melt with the community and start new life to find a job. I found a job within 3 months after I get my status, and that was really helping me to start build a new life and, plan for my futures and feel like I am home. I think that's people need to know about this journey.
Yeah, I think that's why All Nations wanted to create something like this, so that the Northern Irish people here can understand the struggles that asylum seekers go through.
Exactly.
And it's not what they necessarily see in the TV. People's stories are so different and they leave their home for many different reasons. But it's very difficult to live as an asylum seeker when you arrive.
Exactly. It's a very restrictive period of time when you are asylum seeker. And you feel you lost. Especially with the language, because if you don't know the language, you feel you can do nothing. even find your food like on a daily basis, and you feel afraid if you do something or behavior that the other people feel it's offense or offended them. So you be really afraid. You're not yourself. Try to find like even a small path to find your way. I think when you refugee, I'm not going to say it's more easier, but it's more open, because you have to fight for your life, because now the government look at you as you are citizen, and you have to follow all the rules, and to follow the rules you have to learn. This is the most important thing. You have to learn about the life, about the rule, what you can do, what you cannot, because I think rules here is really different from our countries. And you have to build your life. They are giving you these 5 years to build a life for yourself. And you have to take this chance to do something. It's not easy. Especially you left your country with nothing, like no certifications, no IDs, and you have to start over studying maybe from English, try to study at college, doing something. It's not easy to build something like that, but you have to fight, you have to find the strength to do such a kind of stuff.
Yeah, especially it must be frustrating that you have a degree and you practice architecture, but it doesn't translate here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of challenge, seriously, but again, I said it's just matter of time and patience and hard work. And I'm pretty sure we can do something. We can build for ourselves in future and home.
And after the 5 years that the government gives you, are you allowed to stay?
I have to apply for the indefinite, and it's not granted to have the indefinite. So let's hope for me and for everyone in my situation to have the indefinite leave.
And do you find people treat you differently when they hear that you're a refugee?
What do you mean by treat differently?
Or do they see you differently when they find out that you're a refugee or that you've come from a different country?
Some of the people are really nice, and they have the curious to know you and know where are you from and what are you doing here. Did you come here for job, for work, or as a refugee? Some of them, when they discover that you're refugee or asylum seeker, they really feel pity for you, and they start asking you how we can help. Is there anything we can do? Feel free, for example, to communicate with us. Some of them feel like they are not interested to know. It's not our business. And some of them attract to my hijab because it's look weird for them, and they try. Why you wear this thing over your head, and don't you have hair? No, you do have hair, but it's just a matter of differences and such a kind of stuff. That's all.
What have you learnt about yourself in the last year?
Maybe that I am really strong woman, being in this country all alone for 3 years. Lately, I made a reunion for my husband. He's not feeling the same because I'm here already.
Yeah.
I know the area. I know a lot of peoples and get my experience. So he start where I'm stopped. He didn't start from the scratch. He start from.
And you've done a lot of the figuring out for the both of you.
Exactly. So he don't feel what I felt. Maybe now I can share with him, speak and do something together. But before that, I was all alone. I have to take care of myself, do everything by my own. So yeah, sometimes you don't want to remember the stories, but it's okay.
Yeah. I think people will get a lot from your story, and I think it's important to hear just the struggles and how hard it is, and to get to the, like, people can romanticize coming to the UK, but when you get here it's also challenging, and it comes with its own integration of community and just trying to be yourself and feel like you're create your new home, you know, and that's very, very hard.
It is very hard. Exactly. And as I said, sometimes you're afraid being yourself, so other people misunderstood you. And this is a really huge problem. So you put some restriction for yourself, and that's not helping to make a friendship.
And do you feel now you're able to be yourself more?
I don't know, not yet, because I can't really understand the English expressions when they were talking, even if they tell a joke or just wisdom or something, and this or this, you know, you don't catch the moment, and that's make like disconnecting with the chat. And yes,
I struggle with that myself. I think my mum had mentioned, like, we grew up in Egypt, so that was most of my formative years. So coming back to Northern Ireland at 17, 18, I don't know the culture, I don't understand the jokes or the language, and so I take everything very literally. Or their sayings, and I still to this day don't understand. And I'm getting married soon. My fiance, he's from Northern Ireland, so he translates for me. Because I don't understand.
but you still miss the moment. This is the problem.
Yeah.
I was volunteering at bakery, and they were saying jokes and funny, and I keep asking what this means. So they said, you know, you're ruining the moment. I will give you advice and say, if someone says something you don't understand, just smile, and that's all we need from you, okay? I said.
And my last question, what piece of advice would you have told your younger self? Your younger self, like the child self.
My younger self. Okay, what kind of advice? I don't know, because somehow I feel my younger self was pretty good. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. I will advise, like, keep doing things you like to do. Enjoy the life. It's once. So enjoy your life. Try to be happy and make people around you happy.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome. I'm really happy to share my story.